Good morning, Zima Brigade. Last night we saw...
What we saw tonight is America first defeating America last. That's what we saw tonight.
Yet Nikki Haley is still in the race, and everyone on the left is incredibly triggered by the thought of Donald Trump being a president once again. Here's Nancy Pelosi losing her effing mind on MSNBC. Watch this.
The message, when he lies, I mean, he's a constant liar, but when he lies, sometimes you have to listen to him. For example, he lied and said, Obamacare sucks.
Right.
I mean, to use his kind of language.
How dare you?
Obamacare sucks. Listen to when he says that. Of course it doesn't.
Of course it doesn't. But many on the right are still confused how Nikki Haley is still in the race. And I think my favorite comedian, Reid, says it perfectly.
Stuff in Texas. Now, I'm not saying she could actually get it. Yeah. But if you're the donor class that wants Trump gone, you tell her, thug it out for a few months. I'm going to put some more money in your bank account, because if he gets convicted, you do want to have a candidate with enough delegates to go in that can be on the floor and have a floor fight with Donald Trump. Stuff in Texas. Now, I'm not saying...
Right. So she's being propped up by the donor class to thug it out. Okay, God. As we found out that 70% of Nikki Haley voters were actually independents. Okay. AKA Democrats wanting to not make sure that Donald Trump is not on the ballot. But I think Charles Payne himself, this clip that I found of him going in on the media, especially on the left, because what I saw last night and what I saw this morning going through clips is that MSNBC, NBC, all these like leftist platforms are losing their minds at the idea of Donald Trump coming in. Whether it's all for, theatrics so that their listeners stay tuned and feel like the country's actually ending and that their lives should be, they should be freaked out so they stay tuned and watch their commercials so they can get paid. I don't know what it is, but Charles Payne just shellacked this girl who's the most obnoxious person on Fox News. I don't even know her name. She's on Fox 5 sometimes. But here's Charles Payne telling everybody on the left that I know you think Donald Trump is this mean tweeter, this horrible human being, this not moral human, and that he is actually really rude and vitriol and all this kind of stuff. Or as Nancy Pelosi says, Obamacare doesn't suck. It actually, it's pretty amazing. Listen to this clip from Charles.
Democrats. Dean Phillips talks about this on the trail, and he talks about how Democrats demean MAGA voters. He talked about it with me today, saying that, it's just strange that they're talking about a group of voters like that.
Yeah, and I don't think it's narcissism. I think if you lived in New York long enough, it's maybe a New York thing. Someone punches you, you punch him back harder. That's why I grew up in Harlem.
Not if the country's at stake, right?
He became president of the United States with that same personality. I don't think that, listen, I think it's worse with Biden calling MAGA. Biden's anger and vitriol and hatred for MAGA is far more worse than President Trump's individual battles with someone who crosses him. That is something that is really detrimental to this country, that the president of the United States despises half of the United States. President Biden, I said earlier today, about a week ago, I had a segment coming up, so I Googled Biden hates MAGA. Nothing but articles after articles after articles. He has expressed hatred for half of the country.
Those articles?
It doesn't matter.
And it's not.
Because the bottom line is he says it. He has vitriol for them. And so does MSNBC, and so does CNN, and so does the New York Times. They have vitriol for half of the nation. They don't look at them like fellow Americans, and it's unfortunate. They try to paint them as racist. That all the things that they do to their fellow Americans who simply want a safe home, a safe community, for their children to have prosperity. They want the same thing, but they demean them all the time. That's why I think Phillips was so intriguing, because he went to a rally to find out for himself. And guess what? Golly, these are some pretty cool people. They're just like us.
That's exactly what Jamie Dimon said this week as well. Yeah. And it's smart.
Dude, yes. Can we please stop pretending that Donald Trump is this amoral human being while the media continues to shellac people like you and me, calling people like you and me white supremacists when we have a different opinion, or racist, or homophobes, or whatever word that you want to use in order to completely discredit anything that we're saying. Last night was another wake-up call. I thought Nikki Haley might actually pull off an upset due to how they do the election in New Hampshire, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever. But like, I think even more so with Donald Trump winning New Hampshire is more of a sign than ever that he is going to win. He's going to win, and they're going to freak out. You're going to see more money being dumped in this campaign than ever before. Complete waste of money, of course. Complete waste of money. Could go to inner cities. I'd rather go to each, just throw it out the window to every American, whatever. The people have voted. The voice has been risen. Donald Trump is the victor. Donald Trump is the winner. Even Vivek is getting it, and he's always got it. And Tim Scott, that guy is praying to be VP. I have never seen him this excited in my life. Maybe it's the him getting engaged to a woman. I don't know what it is. But I have known Tim Scott. Okay, I've known him before he was even a candidate. And I do not know who this person is. I don't know who this guy is. He is so amped up and happy. And the word of the day is
capitulate.
Hey, why don't we just go ahead and capitulate? To capitulate is to surrender to an enemy, often after negotiating terms or to stop trying to fight or resist something. And you know who needs to surrender to an enemy? It rhymes with the left. Nikki Haley, the left, the establishment, and every Republican that thinks that George Bush-esque or establishment Republicans like Mitch McConnell, they need to end. They need to stop. We are done. We don't want it. We don't want it anywhere near it. And if Donald Trump wins, and then in 2028, the American First thing is, I hope it's just a movement that continues. Like, this country has so many problems, and we're trying to be the world's savior to everyone else. It's just not working. It's not working, is it? Because our own backyard sucks. Before we fix our neighbor's backyard, let's work on our own, mow our own grass. Charles Payne, I salute you. Bye.